Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is February 2023, and Scorpio, this video is for you. We're going to talk about an ending, a beginning. You're going to get cards with that. But I also want to mention, before we get to all that, to watch the accompanying, I don't know how to say that word anymore, a prequel to this video. How's that? So it's like a 10-minute video. It talks about February's changes. You want to watch that. Actually, I'll include it under the video because it gives you the big picture of everything that's going on, right? There's a lot of different planets moving into new signs, right? So without going too far into detail about that, I'm going to stay focused on this, which is the beginning of February. We have an ending, okay? So for Leo energy in general, and I'm saying Leo because that's where the full moon is. It's in Leo. Now, it's a full moon, so it's an ending, a completion, and a release, okay? Now, the degrees of this are going to be important for you if you have your chart, right? If you don't have your chart, we can take care of that. It doesn't cost a thing. Here's the degrees. Leo full moon at 16 degrees and 40 minutes, okay? A release and an ending in all things Leo. So Leo energy, think Leo. Leo is fun and laughter, comedy, entertainment, how I have a good time, how I take a risk with my body. Children, fun, joy, creativity. Yeah, children, fun, joy, creativity. Some people gamble for fun. That's a little bit of the Leo energy, right? Think about Vegas. Oh my God, is that Leo? Think of Vegas. That is Leo. There's entertainment, there's color, sound, God knows what else. I've never been there, but there's definitely taking chances and risks with money, having a good time with it, laughter, seeing the shows and right? That Vegas is Leo for real. You are a fixed sign, right? This is Scorpio up here, and this is Leo over here, right? So it's a square, right? You guys square each other. Yeah. So the fixed squares, there's four energies, four planets, right? So it's Leo. Opposite of Leo is Aquarius. Then we have Scorpio. Opposite of Scorpio is Taurus. So that would be the fixed cross, right? Each energy has their own cross, a cardinal cross, a fixed cross, a mutable cross. So what that tells us with Leo is that for you Scorpios, knowing these degrees, right? 16, 40. So we're going to say 17. All right. That would mean 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 degrees. Okay. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 degrees would mean there's going to be a full moon, right? And it might feel a little uncomfortable, but it's super temporary because it's just the full moon. And the full moons, a moon moves 1 degrees every 2 hours, right? 2 hours is already in a different degree. So that's good news. Full moons are typically emotions, could be family. And I think family is going to be prominent with this because it's a moon and it's in Leo, and Leo is children. Leo can also be the father because the ruler of Leo is the sun. So it can be a father figure, right? So there's a closure, an ending, and a release, something to do with the family. But let's find out for you, Scorpio, what house this is in, right? That's how we find out where this happens in your life. So I'm looking, Scorpio energy, 10th house, your 10th house. Look for the degrees because your 10th house is your ambitions, your goal, your career. It's something you've been working at for a very long time. Like you had this ambition, you had this goal. It literally may be the job that you're at right now. It could be. Now, does it have to be something big and bad, like a release, like oh my God, this is over? It doesn't have to be. For some folks, it can be. And it wouldn't simply just be because they have something that matches the degree. All right. Yes, it'll be more pronounced, but typically if there's something huge, there's multiple things that happen in someone's chart. All right. So just for the clarity for you. And if you don't know and you want to know, just comment to me and I can double check your stuff and say, hey, there's just this one thing and I wouldn't be overly concerned about it. All right. So it's a completion and a let go. It has something to do with your career and your ambitions. Could simply be you finished a goal. You completed it and now it's over. It could be you made some changes with your career. Like that was something I really worked at and I really wanted to do. It was my goal. It was my ambition for the longest of time. And I've switched gears. That can be that too. It sure can. Now, because it's in Leo, right? That tells us sports, because Leo's very athletic. Something where you're like in the spotlight or you're putting somebody else in the spotlight. It's kind of like, it's comedy, it's fun. When I say sports, because people like to have fun with their body and they do it with sports. I also mentioned gambling and betting because it's taking a risk, but it can be just by taking a risk with our body. But it could be dating, right? Dating, mating, relating. Like this makes me think of that one movie. Who was that dude, that Will Smith character he played? Or Will Smith played that character where his job was teaching people. I can't remember the movie, but he was like he did private consultations. People would pay him big money, and he basically would teach you like how to be that desirable person so that you could like get more clicks or more views or whatever the hell. Like you can go on more dates. You just become like that desirable person that, yeah. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the movie. I only saw it one time and I don't even think I saw the whole thing. What I saw was pretty damn funny. But it's, because it's dating and relating and having fun. And in that movie, they did all of that. Like he taught the guy what to do when you go out on a date, like how to act, like what's I don't know, whatever the hell, like whatever the protocol is, for someone who may be just awkward in that way. And so this makes me think of that because this man did this for his career. He was paid very well to do this. Right. So yeah, but it could also be, just think of working with children. Like it could be anything professionally with children. So when we think of Leo can be like gymnastics too, right? Because this is like, and I think Leo being the entertainer, it's not just about standing on stage and being the comedian. Will Smith, right? Comes to mind again, but it can be, but it can also be other ways of being entertaining. So you could be the entertainer with Leo in the 10th house. Yeah. And if it's not being a comedian, there's something where you're kind of sort of in the spotlight. And this is representing a closure because it's a full moon. Remember the degrees, 16. Well, we're going to say 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 degrees. Okay. So now we're going to pull you a card because this is a career thing. So it's kind of a big deal, right? Something is ending, something is closing out. You're completing some sort of a creative endeavor and it's over, and it may have to do with your job. All right. Your completion, closure, and ending your 10th house of career. Be in service. This card is saying to be in service. And it's saying new. There's something new that's starting with this ending. You see how she's kind of like feeding? I guess she's considered like, looks like she's underwater, right? Because that looks like a seahorse. These cards, I love these cards. This is such a Leo thing too. And she looks like some sort of a little water being, feminine energy, moon, full moon, feminine energy under the water, under the sea. And she's kind of like the cornucopia in a way where it's plenty. It's got everything, all the nourishment, and it's feeding. She's feeding the little seahorse. It's really cute, and feeding it just because it's what needs to be done. So there's something here, but it's something new. I'm looking at the numerology involved in this as well. There's something new involved here for you. And what we end up finding out is when we do things, whether we get paid or not, but when we do them, especially when we don't get paid to do them, we end up finding sometimes that those things are the absolutely most rewarding. Yeah. Something really interesting here about this, because it's the full moon in Leo and Leo's children, right? And doesn't that look like a child being of service? It's really a beautiful card. I love the message of it. So hopefully this gives you more details, but feminine energy for sure, possibly stepping back and not being the one, the big boss anymore, but really just doing stuff to be of help and assistance to somebody else, to be the helping hand, and serving just simply to serve, just simply to say, hey, I don't want nothing in return for this. I'm doing this just because it needs to be done and somebody's in need. There's something really beautiful about that, very altruistic energy. We're going to your new beginning. And this happens about around the third week of February. It's like February 20th. We're having a new moon, and it's in Pisces. So I love this because you're Scorpio, and Pisces trines Scorpio, which means it brings a benefit and it brings an ease. So I love, love, love that for you. I love being able to share good news, but I feel so good about being involved when there's good news involved, and a trine is good news. you know. So the degrees matter, right? Like the other one, the degrees matter. And this one is at a very close degree. It's like a near the 0 degree mark. So this is going to be a theme for 2023. Okay. Which is why I originally started talking about things changing fast, things happening, new beginnings, things changing fast, because there's just a lot of support for things moving fast. Pluto is going to be touching Aquarius energy. Yeah. And that's going to be happening in March of this year. So for Scorpio, you want to be aware of that, because remember what I just described in the very beginning? And I'm right there with you, Scorpio. I don't have the Scorpio. I'm not you on this side. I'm the exact opposite of you. I'm Taurus. And so when Pluto goes here, okay, yeah, we're both going to get that square. You get the square this way, I get squared this way. And Pluto will only go into Aquarius. It only goes, I don't even know if it gets to 1 degree. I'll have to double check. It goes in there for like, I don't know, a couple of months, and then it backs back out again. But my point is, if you have a Scorpio sun, moon, ascendant, any house cusp line, or any planet between, like 0 degrees of Scorpio, 0 degrees of Taurus, or even 1 degree, you may feel this in March. And keep your eyes and ears open. Make sure you're making like mental notes. And if you're not making mental notes, maybe write something down, because what happens then, what happens in March and April and May, it's going to kind of like ease back off again. It's really a foreshadow. Anytime a planet dips in and dips back out, it's trying to give you the prequel. It's trying to give you the sneak peek. So think about it like that. All right. Take your notes, pay attention to the conversations you have, to the thoughts that you're feeling, to the resistance that you're experiencing. Like, where are you being nudged to change? That's key, because that's Aquarius. That's Pluto and Aquarius. It says it's time for different. It's when we have to be willing to be going with the changes and to expect the unexpected, and to it's kind of like surfing. You got to be able to be brave enough to get up on that board and know that you're going to ride that damn wave. You're going to ride that baby. You're not going to let it hit you in the head and throw you over into the waves and drown you. You're going to hold on to that surfboard and you're going to ride with it. Even if you can't stand on it, so what? Even if you have to just sit on it or lay up against that damn thing and just hold the board, hold your arms around that board and ride that wave in, that's okay. All we got to focus on is keeping our nose and our lips above the water line. That's all we got to do, and let the wave do the rest of the work. Right. So it is a new beginning. It's Pisces energy, and it trines you. Pisces is release. Pisces is acceptance. Pisces is understanding. It's like, okay, even if I don't really get it, I'm willing to surrender. I'm willing to be like, you know what, unity and oneness, like we're all related. Seeing the underlying connectivity is more important. Now, Scorpio, I know that you know this. I know that you're aware of stuff like this, and so that's one of the beauties of reading for Scorpios. Majority of the stuff that I'm saying, or that anybody is saying, they already know. They're just looking for like a confirmation, or yeah, that's what I thought, or maybe some additional information myself or somebody else can add to what you already know. You're Scorpio. So what we're going to do is find out where this happens in your life. Okay, here we go. New beginning in your 5th house. So your 5th house is a lot like the Leo energy I just talked about for the release. And where it promised there was going to be some sort of a new beginning out of that release here. This is it. This is it. Because this new moon happens in your 5th house. That is Leo energy. Children, fun, joy, romance, creativity, taking a risk with my body. It's comedy. It's humor. It's being entertained. It's being the entertainer. What do I do for fun? You have Pisces in the 5th. So Pisces in the 5th is super creative. Movies, poetry, theater, music, sound, poetry, sound, right? Yes, that is Pisces energy. Color and creating, painting. You've got crazy. I would love for you to tell me how you are creative. please put it in the comments and let me know, what do you do with that crazy creative energy? Having Pisces in Leo is like, just, it's a gift. It's a freaking gift. Now, I will add here that having Pisces in Leo is about having a good time and having fun. There can be tendencies, because Pisces is substances. So be careful about that. You may have other things in your chart that may add to the inclination to partake, like more than is healthy or something. That's just because of your natural setup. You're not like no one's pointing a finger at you. Like, it's just there. It's just there. And being a Scorpio, yeah, you're the opposite of Taurus, and Taurus is desire. Yeah. Pisces and Taurus, man, strong qualities, very addictive behaviors. There can have very addictive habits and routines. Absolutely. So the thing comes to figuring out what's a healthy way to be creative. What's a healthy way to use my Piscean energy? I'm not sure why I'm talking about that, but apparently it needs to be said for whoever, because I don't know. Here we go. We're going to pick you a card. This is a new beginning, Pisces energy, surrender, creativity, joy, romance, fun, movies, theater. Pisces is also sleep and dreams, fantasy. Do you make up stories, right? Yeah, there could be some really awesome energy for you here. You use it in a creative way. That's what it's best used for, creativity. So if you're with children, talking to children, having fun with them through fantasy, through make-believe, be a great children's writer, probably. Yeah, could be. Could absolutely be. All right, so we're picking a card. Look what it says. Funny, sleep came in at the last minute. It's telling you to catch your breath. This new moon is saying dreams and sleep, take a breather, catch your breath. That's what it's saying, to take a respite. Yep. The fairy's not flying right now, right? She was guided by the other fairies, by the butterflies, by the other winged beings. She was guided to go ahead and sit on the tree. You see how she's hugging that tree? She doesn't have to fly. She gets to take a breather. Yep. You see everybody around her? Take a rest. There's, you went through some stuff, whatever it was, and it's just time to chill, time to relax, time to do things that are going to nurture you, that are going to satisfy you, but things that will, it's like stress-free and peace is what we're seeking here. Peace. Don't work so hard. Unwind a little bit. Find a way to unwind. Find a healthy way to unwind. Catch your breath. Happy February 2023, Scorpio. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.